Academics. I knew it, man. I knew it. So have you guys heard about Academics, this little beef that he has with this girl called Summyah? So there's this live streamer, right? Live streamer girl called Summyah, who, if I'm not mistaken, was famous or went viral because she was in a restaurant and she walked past Floyd Mayweather. Floyd Mayweather's team tried to get her to come back and have a date with him, and she said she can't because she's got a boyfriend who happened to be the rapper No Cap, and that caused a bit of issues in their relationship. No, I think she went viral for that, but she's really young. She's like 20 or something, right? And she went viral again recently for this clip, I think. Is this a clip? Or is this a clip? Where's the clip? I think it's this clip, yeah.
How much a man gotta make for you to take them serious? How much a month? Over 6 figures a month. I was just about to say, yeah, she's high maintenance, y'all. So I'll do over 6 figures a month. I'll take a shot at that.
Jesus Christ, man! Like, how many guys out there are making over 6 figures? I never understand that type of criteria for dating. Like, how many actual? Forget young people. How many men in general are making 100,000 a month? Let alone single, let alone attractive, let alone your age or interested in your location. How many men in the world are making 100 grand a month? It must be like, I don't know, less than 5% of the male population is making 100 grand a month. That's the minimum you have to have in order to have a conversation with any of these. But you know what I find really odd about these type of statements? Bless these young ladies. You know what I find really odd about them? Whenever they say stuff like this, I get the feeling they mean not that you can date them, but you can actually fuck, which makes it kind of like prostitution-y, you know? Because they're not saying, hey, in order to like take me out, in order to have a chance to speak to, it's almost, I get the impression almost like if you've got that money, you can smash, which is kind of crazy and kind of lends on to the topic. Academics, for some reason, got a little boner for this Summyah girl. She's on the far right. And he started to basically, just without any provocation, without no provocation, for some reason, Academics went on his stream and basically started calling this girl an escort. You're an escort. This is what you are. How are you going on all these trips with no money? And, you know, I think she's a live stream on Twitch. She has like 2,000 subs or something. Whatever you make isn't enough for you to afford this lifestyle. Rappers are flying you out. You're an escort. You're an escort. You're an escort, right? It turned into Academics kind of, you know, Academics seems to, you know, he has like a thing against women sometimes, and he spots one that he kind of wants to go after. He went after this girl. So they had this debate on live. No, this is what he said about her, right? He said that this is her in the core. This is he saw this picture of her where she says the caption, I'm in Turks and stuff, right? And I think he got angry about that. I'm not too sure why. And they had this back and forth on, no, this is the one where he calls her out to be an escort. This is the one.
How much a man gotta make for you to take them serious? How much a month? Over 6 figures a month. I was just about to say,
And keep in mind, these girls are like under 25. They have a little bit of following on social media. Guys are flying them out left and right. These girls, when they're popping this type of shit, the guys who got the money fly them out. Maybe they think a bag is cool. I ain't buying no bitch no bag, but whatever. Like they're hypnotized by money. You fuck them for a week and you send them back, and they sit there, post a bunch of pictures of places you've been, shit you live in, cars you drive. And they get back on the track and wait for the other millionaire to fly them out. Like, it's kind of a sad life. I don't know how they make it look so lit. They make it look so lit. Like, yeah, you got to make this amount of money. Chat, these are the women you do not take serious. Like come on. Like, a woman that gives the criteria of how much you need to make, you don't take serious, period.
So that's Academics going at Summyah. She then tweets that video. This gay bitch don't know what I do or what I got. You the kind of nigga women need to stay away from. Gossiping fat bitch. If my HG wants that, maybe she got a nigga doing that, right? So she didn't really like what Akademiks had said about her. Then they had a back and forth on live stream. Let me see if I can find that. No, let's go for him. That's 20 minutes long.
What I'm telling you right here, this is the game. You're 20, and your wide-eyedness, that thinking, oh, I'm just seeing and streaming, is how to get you into escort culture. Because you're saying, I'm just going there to stream and I'm on a jet. No, why do you're not that cool, shorty. I'm telling you, you're again brought there with your friends to get.
No, nobody got. That's what I'm saying. That's where you're wrong at. You're wrong. Again, you're wrong. It seems like in your mind, in your world, you have to do these things for because they're not generally gonna f with you for you.
The difference between me and you in this conversation, I'm down to be all the way honest. Yo, I booked a jet for 80 grand. I brought him straight up. I'm not here to lie about nothing. Why did you?
Of course you're trying to.
Man.
Of course,
I know every rapper who do the same. When Sway Lee go to Bahamas and bring 30 girls, he brings
Of course, man. Of course.
Why did Trippy bring you?
Of course, you're the.
I don't know. Akademiks doesn't seem wrong to me. The current beef between DJ Akademiks and Summyah, the streamer / content creator, has opened up so many interesting conversations to me. Not necessarily because I care what this one young lady and her friends did, but the overall conversation that I've
Assad Aziz, my friend. Great question. Please keep this in mind. Everybody in the stream chat, everybody watching, please keep this Assad Aziz observation and question in mind, because this is going to lead on to the next bit. Why is Akademiks so pressed about this stuff? Please keep that question in mind once I play the next clip, because this is really hilarious. Big up Akademiks.
I've been preaching on this channel about young women and the streaming community and culture. Part of me wants to believe that these young men want these women to be around because they are fun, interesting, and entertaining. And another part of me believes that this is a big ring of traffic. And as I look back to all the women content creators from about a year ago, I think to myself, where are they? What happened? And why does this cycle keep happening of young women getting attached to these content creators, used up and thrown away like a tube of toothpaste, continuously happen time and time again? If you're new to this channel, please make sure you hit that like button, that subscribe button. It goes a long way for etc. etc.
How much a man gotta make for you to take them serious? How much a month? Over 6 figures a month. I was just about to say, yeah, she's high maintenance, y'all. So I'll do over 6 figures a month. I think I should do that.
Now, I retired a lot of the conversations surrounding relationships when Kevin Samuels died. Ultimately, the conversation.
By the way, I don't think there's a single girl in the world that's worth 100 grand a month, you know. I'm not gonna lie, but again, it's different because in the UK we don't really trick like you guys in America. In America, you guys are way more like tricking. It's not really a thing here. You kind of get looked down upon if you like go over the top to spend money on a girl to impress her. You can obviously if you want to, and it probably will work, but it's not really a thing here. But I also can't think of what girl would be worth 100. Like for you to make 100 grand a month, like. You have to be busting your ass, man. You gotta be working so hard. You gotta really work hard. You gotta really, really, really grind. Like, what girl is worth that level of grind? Like, truly, who is worth that level of grind? To be like, oh yeah, finally I got 100 grand. Now I'm gonna DM this girl.
Was futile. There was irreparable damage done to the community as a whole. And for what it's worth, I got engaged and I didn't have to deal with this nonsense anymore. But Akademiks took on this challenge after seeing Summyah and her friends, who are friends and associates with some rappers that he's close with, and responded to these standards and whatnot that these young women have.
How much a man gotta make for you?
Yeah, I'll big up Koila. That's a great answer. Young Old Vibes and Uche, because they got it on their own already. That's the thing though. Like, I would be way more happy and interested in blowing money on somebody that I refer to as a girlfriend or as a wife, as opposed to one of these little bops, you know, one of these little shorties, because these aren't going to be your girlfriend, right? These are girls that you want to have a good time with. But I don't even think it's worth a good time, you know? Like, really, truly think about it. Like, is there a single, like, even if you're like porn brained, think of all my guys out there that are gooners. Is there like a porn star that will be worth 100 grand? I don't think there's a single, legit, this might sound GAY, this might sound incredibly GAY, but when I get 100 grand in my hand, you know who would be worth it to spend that money on, to like talk to or to hang out with? Cristiano Ronaldo. If I could pay 100 grand to spend an hour talking to Cristiano Ronaldo, I'd spend it in an instant. But I don't think there's a single woman, regardless of how attractive she is, that would be worth spending 100 grand on. Or like, I mean, it's just, I'd rather spend 100 grand on meeting Cristiano Ronaldo. I'd rather spend 100 grand on meeting Drake, for instance. That's how fucking gay I am, you know.
I'm serious. How much a month? Over 6 figures a month. I was just about to say,
And keep in mind, these girls are like under 25. They have a little bit of following on social media. Guys are flying them out left and right. These girls, when they're popping this type of shit, the guys who got the money fly them out. Maybe they think a bag is cool. I ain't buying no bitch a bag, but whatever. Like they're hypnotized by money. You fuck them for a week and you send them back. And they sit there, post a bunch of pictures of places you've been, shit you live in, cars you drive, and they get back on the track and wait for the other millionaire to fly them out. Like,
I think like what do you call that? I think Akademiks has a thing against women that make money or make their living this way. He seems to like, you know what Akademiks sounds like? Akademiks kind of sounds like, you know, that the ugly girl that can't do this. Because all these girls are like what you describe as being conventionally attractive, right? Sometimes there are women who maybe aren't the most conventionally attractive, who maybe would feel a little bit jealous and envious that there are women who are, you know, maybe more widely received as attractive, who can do this type of work, who can make their money this way. Akademiks has that kind of energy. He seems way too overly invested and bothered about this sort of stuff. He seems to really, and it kind of goes back to what he used to do. Remember his movement, his hard on fots thing he used to do. It's very strange because he also seems to attract these women. So he's out here chastising this girl, but a lot of the girls that he's been linked with or we've seen him with, you would imagine maybe they're not as good looking as these girls, but they're of the same sort of community. They're kind of bird brained. So he seems to not like women who do this type of stuff. He seems to only attract them, or he seems to have a thing for them. It's very odd, isn't it? And it's also optics wise. Akademiks is like, what, 35? He beefing with a 19, 20-year-old girl. Regardless of what she does for a living, like, why is that even your, like, you know, you're 35, brother. Like, leave her alone.
It's kind of a sad life. I don't know how they make it look so lit. They make it look so lit. Like, yeah, you got to make this amount of money. Chat, these are the women you do not take serious. Like come on. Like, a woman that gives the criteria of how much you need to make, you don't take serious, period.
Now, don't shoot the messenger, maybe the originator of the message, but I actually kind of agree with what Akademiks is saying. I was born in 96. I know, unk status, which means I graduated from high school at 2014. I've been around the block here for a minute. And in every iteration of young man, there is IG model after IG model, baddie after baddie, content creator after content creator that comes and goes. They appear in all these videos with all these other male content creators, rappers, celebrities, etc., etc. Never create a real fan base and just end up disappearing. Now, I'm not saying that that is exactly Summyah and her friends, but more than likely it is Summyah and her friends. And as I go back and look at the 2014 baddies, I don't want to date myself by saying any names, they're doing extra regular stuff now. From riding around in Maybachs and Rolls Royces at the ripe old age of 18 and a half, now pushing a 2007 Camry. And again, there's nothing wrong with a 2007 Camry. I think that that's the first year where they got the surround airbags and they had Bluetooth in the car. Pretty good car. But ultimately, what Akademiks is saying is true no matter the age group. Now, just because I agree with him doesn't mean that Summyah did. She took to Twitter to call him names, call him fat, all these other things like that. And ultimately, it led to a live stream that revealed a lot of both of their mentalities behind the whole situation.
When women put out an idea that they have these unrealistic expectations of men is because they're into escorting culture. You and your homegirls are into escorting culture. Did you escort recently for Trippie Redd?
Escorting culture is fucking crazy, by the way. Escorting culture is fucking crazy. Escorting
powerful
industry.
Bunch.
Nothing worse than someone politicking about isms and women and got no woman. AK surrounds himself with some of the most disgusting women both inside and out.
Proper. The only girls I think Akademiks was with recently that looked quite good were the ones where he was in a house party somewhere. Do you remember that clip? I'm not sure if it's, let me see if I can find it. Yeah, he invited some ladies around, right, to hang out and shit. He seems very excited. By the way, if you know, this is very excited. I don't think men that get girls do this. The way he's recording them and he's like, you know what I mean? This is his first, I think this might be his first time. This is a little bit too excited. There's a little bit too much footage of these girls on here. But yeah, here he is in his kitchen recording these girls that he's invited over to his crib. He's zooming into his face, feeling cute, you know, wide face act, having a good time. Lose my number, but keep the memories. Look. Drinking some Hennessy there, zooming into the bottle. Again, very young boy things. You know, he's too old to do this sort of stuff, in my personal opinion. Look, I'm drinking alcohol. They're twerking. The girls are twerking in the kitchen, having a good time. Akademiks is loving it. But don't they look kind of like Summyah's friends? It's weird that he's criticizing Summyah, but the girls he goes for are like in the same sort of category, no? He's having a good time. Akademiks is loving it. Blah, 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 blah. The girls are having a good... By the way, they're doing the classic whore thing, by the way, kissing each other and shit. Akademiks has probably got a little chub on. But by the way, the women that let Akademiks, you know, jump on top of them, man, they're real soldiers. They deserve everything. They deserve whatever the price of the ticket was, wherever the Uber was, whatever the drink prices was. The ladies that let Akademiks jump on top, oof, they are soldiers. They are fucking soldiers. Anyway, it continues. Look at them, they're having a good time, they're kissing on cam. Let me fast forward, I don't want to get blocks on here. He's loving it. Mac Daddy Akademiks, right? So these might be the best girls I think I've seen him with. Most of the girls he usually acts with are not the greatest looking. That's him with his, I think this is his assistant, right? That's the assistant girl that people say that his ex said he was with. I think that's the Akademiks assistant that allegedly he hooks up with as well. Shay Glizzy, him and Akademiks always have an off and on relationship, but again, look very similar to Summyah. So it's weird that he seems to have a hate boner for the girl when all the girls that he's been with have been kind of similar looking.
I'm here to hopefully have a conversation that we can make a conclusion.
No. Why is that even coming out your mouth? It's 20 different girls on that trip. Like, he's celebrating his album thing. When I did the stream with him, I did a stream with him. He invited me to Turks. He was like, hey, you can come, you can bring whoever you want. He was on some cool shit. It was nothing like that. So for you to get up here, that's what I'm saying.
That's what the new escorting experience is. Bring your friends.
What?
For this free trip that I'm hoping will turn into something romantic or intimate. Yeah, that's how escorting works.
Nobody did.
So in case you're wondering what they're talking about, she went on a trip to St. Bart's. This trip here, that was a trip for that Trippie Redd invited her to. Trippie Redd invited a bunch of girls to St. Bart's to chill, to hang, to fuck. I don't know. She was part of the cohort of girls that went there, and I think this is the picture that triggered Akademiks. For some reason, this slideshow of pictures triggered Akademiks. Got him really angry. I don't know if he got him because he wanted to be Trippie Redd, because he wanted to be on that fucking chair, but this trip is the one that triggered him.
What are you talking about? What?
Ma'am, are you or have you been romantically involved with Trippie Redd? Yes or no?
No.
Okay. Did he have any?
Okay, listen, this is not no interrogation. 1, 2, I just told you what it was. So for you to keep, we did a stream previously, he invited me. So that's it, that's all. But you're still
interrogating a girl online about who she's fucked is fucking crazy. The optics of that, isn't it? Interrogating a girl. Interrogating a 20-year-old girl about who she's had sex with is fucking insane. Did you or did you not fuck Trippie Redd? It's like, what? Akademiks is crazy.
Trying to paint this narrative. That's what I'm saying. You're so fixated on this one narrative. Like, what is that doing for you?
I think it's time we actually define what an escort is in this context. An escort is generally a sex worker who provides companionship, and often it leads to sexual favors. And this stuff can be funneled through agencies and different things like that. Maybe a person behind a camera who, sends young women over to these streamers or whatnot. But ultimately, you're providing companionship. And I think that's where the line kind of gets blurred, because some of these people are interpreting this as, hey, I'm friends with so-and-so and they are just flying me out, spending money on me. But some of this other stuff is clear as day sex work. And I'm not here to shame sex work, but this is just an interesting conversation as a whole.
The culture of women.
By the way, just to quickly interject there, I also think, to be fair to Akademiks, this is a thing, isn't it? Most hot girls, especially the IG baddies who are always on vacation, seem to live a very lavish lifestyle, but don't seem to have a regular source of income or don't seem to have a job or anything. They're most likely escorts, right? But again, we just mind our business. We don't give a fuck. Just let them do their thing. It's just weird that he's overly invested into it. And the reason why he's invested into it, when I was watching it at first, I was like, I think Akademiks likes this girl. But because he's a bit weird and awkward and clunky, and maybe, deep down he's a nerd and, he's got some money, he's been able to, get some girls. I think deep down there's still a bit of that kind of nerd in him. I think it's kind of making awkward around women. So I think all of this conjecture, all of this argument, all of this back and forth, all of this calling out and name calling is kind of his way of just saying that he wants in as well. Like, can I get a turn? That's basically what he wants. I kind of feel like he kind of likes this girl, but doesn't know how to vocalize it or to let it be known. So he's getting into this are you an escort, are you not an escort debate. I feel like that's what's happening here.
Claiming these are the guys they're into, flexing and showing off these type of experiences, and then trying to act like it's not what we all know what it is, right?
I take pictures everywhere, gang. I take pictures everywhere.
This is
I seen you made a comment like, oh, she's on a PJ, she's excited, she's taking pictures. Look, listen, I'll take pictures at a fucking gas station if I look cute and the outfit's cute. If I want to take pictures and I want to post on my page, I can do that. I can literally do that. I have free will. Why does it automatically think in your mind like, okay, she's fucking, which is prostitution, or it's like, why is that even a thing in your mind? Like, that's
ma'am, I'm gonna be honest,
you're trying to paint.
Hold on, that lifestyle is escort. I just want to let you know. Like, you don't have to admit it. You don't have to.
I guess if a girl on a PJ, she's an escort. That's what
it's really interesting as well that he doesn't understand the concept of guys sometimes, because it happened back in the, even the origins of rock and roll are kind of based on that. Sometimes groupies weren't just there to be fucked or to whatever. Sometimes it was just a vibe. You wanted a muse, you wanted female energy around you. So maybe on paper it might look a bit weird that she's being flown out by all these rappers, but it doesn't necessarily mean she's fucking with them. It would probably be more, it's probably fair to assume if a rapper's flying out 50 girls, he's not going to fuck all 50. The mere fact that 50 are being flown out, automatically some of the girls in that group will not want to fuck because they're like, oh, I'm not special, I'm just one amongst 50. So you're going to rule out some of them are just going to immediately rule themselves out in that way. Plus, like she said, girls just like to look cute in outfits and go to places. So if you're inviting her to an exotic location, paying for the ground transport, maybe giving her a fucking stipend to buy some bikinis and shit, yeah, girls going to go and take some pictures. Doesn't mean they're going to put out. So it's really interesting that Akademiks doesn't understand the concept or the idea of, because you pay, it doesn't mean I'm going to fuck. You know what I mean? So that kind of exposes a little bit of his approach to girls. Like, oh, if I pay you to come here, you're going to give me something, you know? It's kind of scary.
What you're saying?
If you're going from rapper to rapper and going and listen, I'm telling you.
Are you talking to me directly or are you saying in general? Be direct with what you're saying now.
Both.
Huh?
Both. I think we've heard about you now with, at least for what people know, 2 rappers, but you know what I mean? Like, you're kind of on the block, girl.
From who knows? Like, what are you saying? Like, that's what I'm saying. Like, who cares? Why do you care? No, nobody's stopping rapper to rapper. Nobody's stopping rapper to rapper. Like, you sound slow.
We're not saying we care like we want you to stop. We're just commenting on it, and I feel like you got...
Okay, but whoever said that I was hopping rapper to rapper? Y'all only know me for dating one person.
From one rapper to the other.
Now I get it. The words are offensive.
So anyway, just to end this section, look at this update. So Akademiks is out here screaming and shouting at this girl, chastising her for her way of life and the way she may earn money and all this stuff, labeling her names, calling her a whore, calling her a prostitute, slag this, sex worker. He's really going for this young girl, right? Akademiks is really going for this young girl. But look at the development today. Look at this fucking development. Look at this development. Summyah leaks a personal message between her and Akademiks. And it sounds like Akademiks wants something in the DMs. Big up Summyah for leaking the DMs. Look at the DMs after the phone call.
Okay, we can read this together.
Look at the DMs. You funny as hell, she said to him. Why the fuck get on my stream to get emotional and now sending letters? No, sorry, that's Akademiks to her. Because she sent him a cease and desist, right? PDF. And Akademiks says to her, you funny as hell. Why the fuck get on my stream? You get emotional. Now you're sending letters. You ain't see me bawling about you talking about my weight. She responds to him. Calling someone fat and ugly or a thought is an opinion. Calling somebody an escort is a false statement of fact. There's a difference. Big up Summyah. She seems kind of smart. I'm not an escort. I have never received money for sex, never flown on a private jet for sex, and I did not sleep with Trippie Redd. All of that is a lie. Akademiks says to her, escorting is an action. Being involved in culture doesn't mean it's your registered profession. But anyway, ain't that serious? I just don't know why you even mentioned me in the first place, knowing how I drag shit. Then you write me a letter, lol. I thought you were more gangster than that. LOL, but do your thing. Ain't no nothing against you. I tried to tell ya that, but you try to try me. Them Twitter comments and shade room must have got to your head. Akademiks, cool. He's trying to tell us some shit. Oh, this is funny, man. Why are you DMing this girl back and forth if you hate her so much in her profession, huh? The public is taking your statements against me as an escort seriously. That's a clip, yeah, of him calling an escort, right? He says back to her, by the way, being an escort isn't illegal as long as no sex or funds occurred, but I'm done off this. Serious though, why get on the stream though? No NBS. Calling someone a stream.
Powerful bunch.
Hold on, who's that?
You are a disgusting woman who is a part of escorting and escort culture. Anyways,
exactly.
How much that lil she cost?
Exactly. It's coming there. It's coming. He's gonna say it's here soon. Because obviously you do know it. Look. She says to him, right, calling someone an escort and saying they got fucked is under the law an implication of prostitution, which is illegal. Saying I slept with someone I did not is false defamation. I'm cool with shit talking, that doesn't faze me, but calling me an escort crossed the line. I reached out to you to have an honest conversation, clear up the false statements you were spreading. Instead, you doubled down and dead escalated it by calling me an escort. He replies to her and says, send me your number, we can resolve this like grown adults without ChatGPT legal shit. I don't need to use ChatGPT. I'm highly educated and know how to write. I also have experience in situations like this. I don't have an attorney. Instead of immediately escalating things legally, I chose to speak to you directly. I'm not interested in chasing anyone for money. This is about protecting my name. I meant your phone number. You bugged out. Academics want some. Academics is just... in the end, all he wanted was her attention, isn't it? In the end, all Academics wanted was her attention. In the end, all he wanted was her attention. This is so fucking funny, man. So fucking funny and ridiculous. But hey, what can you do? What can you do? What can you do? What can you